Podcasting has become extremely popular over these past few years with the likes of Joe Rogan, Impulsive, and recently the Full Send podcast, which has only been around for 1 year and has amassed 1.6 million subscribers and had guests such as Donald Trump, Shaquille O'Neal, Mark Cuban, and most recently, Elon Musk, and Andrew Tate, with a combined viewing of 17 million views in 2 podcasts. Insane numbers. But a change everyone is noticing is the former co-host Bob Menery is nowhere to be seen, as seems to have been replaced, which has got fans talking. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video for the full details. Welcome back to Loaf. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and switch on the notification bell to receive updates on new celebrity videos. Let's jump right into the video and find out the real reason why Bob Menery was kicked off the Full Send podcast. Bob Menery and Colby Covington's situation. One of the biggest controversies surrounding Bob Menery in the Full Send podcast was when Colby Covington got jumped by Jorge Masvidal just days after beating him at UFC 272. Many people believed it was entirely Bob Menery's fault for posting the location of the restaurant they were at with Colby on his Instagram story, which led to the fighter getting jumped. This caused damage to the Full Send podcast brand, as the entire fight community was certain it was their doings, and that's their core target audience. Bob Menery and Happy Dad president John Shahidi wedding situation. The president of Full Send, Nelk Boys, and Happy Dad Seltzer, John Shahidi, recently got married. Menery's actions during the wedding suggested that he was intoxicated, and Menery's girlfriend, Summer Shiki, was observed making out with media mogul Nick Ritchie. Ritchie said of the incident, Bob Menery getting fired from Full Send podcast has nothing to do with Summer Shiki and myself. Please stop. I wish Bob the best. He needs rehab. A seltzer is also being introduced by Menery, matching the Nelk's foray into Happy Dad Seltzer. Menery clarifies that it won't be in the alcohol industry, so how that will unfold is a mystery, and that has fans clamoring for further details. Bob Menery launches new podcast. Over the past few weeks, Bob Menery has launched his new podcast called Ripper Magoos, which in one of the most recent episodes, he briefly mentioned his departure from the Full Send podcast and his thoughts on it all. Bob Menery, the Full Send thing, I will miss that. I will miss the Full Send podcast a lot. It was a good run, and the good news is this: I didn't do anything wrong. I'm sitting back, and no, I'm 100% right about everything, pretty much. Bob Menery, bro. For that Full Send podcast, I built the fucking thing with Kyle. I built it. There's no debate there. We brought in, like I said, I gave my all. When I talked to Kyle too about doing this show originally, I wanted to be able to help bring the show and them more mainstream. Because they had their prank videos and they were obviously evolving into the seltzer stuff and all that different stuff. But my goal was, they were like YouTube guys, right? And I had a lot of mainstream connections. I had a lot of big guests, people that I knew. Kyle obviously had a very big YouTube following and whatnot, but I had a huge fucking following myself too. And so it was just a good partnership. And when I signed that deal with them, I was very lenient with a lot of stuff because I rely on people's words, and your word is everything to me. So if I say something, maybe it'll be a bit delayed, but I do it, And that's just not the case with this. So when push comes to shove, obviously, we're just no longer working together. Bob Menery, my honest opinion? I think that the show is not going to be worse. It's just going to be different. Now that we already have, here's the thing about their guest situation. They're going to be able to get whoever the fuck they want going forward because we already built the blueprint of it all. We built the backbone of it. Basically, what I think they did, and that's business, is that they just used me until they didn't need me anymore. Fans' reactions to Bob's departure. Since it has officially been addressed by the Full Send team, fans have been showing their support for Bob Menery on social media with posts like, "Weren't you the connect for a lot of the top guests they had? How the hell can you cut that guy and still have a podcast?" They replaced him with Steiny. "Wild move. Bob was the dude. Always was disrespected and still showed them love and support. Definitely a bad move for Full Send. So glad you left Full Send podcast, man. You're an adult. You belong doing your own thing or in a Barstool DraftKings type of world. Your content can be so much bigger than drinking and banging 16-year-old girls. And those kids ruin interviews when you try to ask adult questions. What are you guys' thoughts on this situation? Did the Full Send team make a bad choice by ending Bob Menery's contract and kicking him off the team? Or was it a wise business decision? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. This concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoveTube for future celebrity videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.